I was born in Manchester, England, April the 1st, 1911. Now you know what April the 1st is, but don't associate me with that. The boss of that family, without any doubt, number one was my dad. They looked up to my dad on account of him. They'd ask him advice for certain things. And another thing, they liked to come to our house because my mother was a good cook. When they came here, it was so different. Ocean for one thing, vegetation, the buildings were bigger. We came from a smaller place. We were big time when we came to Vancouver. There was the Woodward store, there was Spencer's store, there was the Hudson Bay. It was like coming to New York. And the main attraction to us was the beach. And of course, we would go to Victoria. We would go over to North Vancouver, see the mountains. Everything was different. It was just beautiful scenery. To go to Bowen Island, we would take the ferry to go to North Vancouver, drive all down West Vancouver till we came to Horseshoe Bay. Then there was a little ferry there, carried maybe, just sat side by side. It called the Sani. It used to carry, and it cost you 50 cents a person there, 50 cents a person back. That was the only a little tiny thing it was. If the weather was rough, you didn't go to Bowen Island.
Yeah.
Bowen Island was a wonderful spot. You used to be able to get a cottage over there. It was owned by the Union Steamship. And they would rent cottages for $25 a week, $25 a person, with all the food that you could eat, and it was served beautifully, and it was absolutely a wonderful spot. We all decided to come out. My dad came out and he looked around and he bought a home. He bought a home on 6070 Granville Street. It was so much money, he walked into the house. He liked the house. These people wanted to sell it in the worst way. And my dad said, how about the furniture and everything in the house that goes with it? Other than your personal belongings, dishes, cutlery, everything, pictures, everything but personal things that they said we'd sell the whole thing. So my dad says, how much do you want for it? They said they want so much for the whole thing and they'll walk out, they'll take their clothing. We didn't actually need the furniture because we were in the furniture business here. My brother was in the furniture business. But this way, we had my dad says the dealer bought the whole thing.
The furniture was very nice.
It was nice, otherwise he wouldn't have bought it. He came out here, I came out, Cecil came out, Jack came out, and my mother and father came out. We all had a place to go and live in this house. There was very little that we had to buy outside of something to eat. And a few linens that my mother wanted to buy. But he bought the house lock, stock, and barrel. And as I got older, I used to come out here to go to the races. They used to have 3 tracks here. There was Lansdowne, Brighouse, and Hastings. And each one would have a 2-week spread, and then go back again to it. We'd go to the races. My dad loved the races, and I used to go with him. From Woodwards to Granville, that was the busy part of the town. Property was worth so much an inch in those days. You couldn't get a vacancy. On a Saturday, Woodwards would put on a 99-cent sale. You'd have to walk on the curb to walk down the street to get it. It was so busy. There was a certain amount of unemployed, and then later there was a lot of unemployed. So the unemployed got together and they seized the post office. They seized the post office, the whole works of them, and then no one could get in or out of it. They kept them in there, they wouldn't leave it, and finally they needed food. People would bring food down, but the other people would try to stop them from delivering food to these people who were unemployed. Finally, they went around to all the stores. They got so desperate for collection to get money for food. They went to every store up and down Hastings Street, and those who wanted gave them. We gave them. We gave them our donation. They thanked us. They went on to the next store. Evidently, with what they collected, they didn't receive enough money. The next day, they went down Hastings Street and they broke every store window except ours. All of Woodward's windows were knocked out completely. All the stores next to us on each side of us were cracked or broken. There was glass laying around, you couldn't walk at all. They didn't touch ours for a simple reason, I feel, that the word was out, these guys at least gave us something. But they smashed every window in Hastings Street. I was taking pictures. People were standing in front of my camera, it was a movie camera, and I might just as well have had a still camera if I didn't tell them to move. So I had everybody wave. Those who would have walked, they would walk kind of sheepishly in front of the camera. They didn't know how to, it was a new deal. The city in the 30s was, compared to what we came from, was a metropolis. It was just getting over depression then. Well, they started building the new Vancouver Hotel. They built the Marine Building. They started building other office buildings around town, and the place started getting bigger and bigger all the time. They built the Burrard Street Bridge first. They built the Burrard Street Bridge, which you have a picture of, and that was a beautiful structure, and it still is, and it still satisfies the traffic today.